to circle back to something you mentioned about having imposter syndrome. That's a huge talking point in the collab. It's something I struggle with in my professional career. And I know that a lot of other members struggle with it too. And I would just love to talk to you a little bit about like how you handle it. You know, is it a goals folder? Is it like mental hype ups? Kind of just how do you battle imposter syndrome?
Well, for me, it's like, let's go read a Brene Brown book. Like embrace our imperfections. You know, as I've gotten older, and I'm 34, and that's still young-ish, but you know, as I've had the company now for like 12 years. As time has moved forward, you know, like I said, I was raised, and I'm grateful for the environment I was raised in. It obviously led me to be who I am. But I was raised to believe certain things that had value, what I, as an adult, realized they don't. Like where you went to school is freaking irrelevant. I hate to say it. I mean, like I went to a good school and I graduated summa cum laude and I was a Fulbright scholar. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, the guy who is uneducated, cleaning the street, has no more or less value than you do. And part of what happens for me, I think part of the genesis of imposter syndrome, at least for me, was that I was comparing myself to everyone else. And you got to knock that shit off, because it's not, quite frankly, it's not relevant. If you are, so let's, I mean, if we're talking fashion, if you have a viewpoint, if you can create something that is valuable to just even yourself, you have a brand. No one can take that from you. And none of us, no one needs anyone to tell you that you have a business or you have your product has value or you have value. You need to make that decision. I have found when I've coached people, you know, who are coming up in this industry, a lot of it has to do with how they are viewed or how they think they're being viewed by other people, by peers, by other businesses. There's always going to be someone who judges the living daylights out of you. Like I've gotten so much attitude from other brands. We are making 10 times what they make in revenue, but they still are like, well, but you're not doing these 5 conventional things. I don't give a shit. And again, to them, maybe, and you know, the other thing is too, judgment is a projection. Think about when you've been judgmental or when you've thought someone was crappy. You're taking, at least for speaking for myself, I'm taking my own insecurities and I'm turning that into a little missile and I'm shooting that at someone else. So, you know, long story eternal, I think that the best way to really combat that is to just take some time and really, you know, reconnect with like why you're doing what you're doing. And it's any reason's okay. If you want to make a lot of money, fine. If it's fame, fine. It doesn't matter. But just be real with yourself about it and embrace that. For me, it's again, like you're talking about goals, that allows you to create real goals. Because I'm a huge proponent in goal setting. I think it's one of the anchors in why we've been successful. I really believe in the psychology behind it. But the goals have to be real. Like if you don't care about money and your goal is to make $5 million in a year for your company, that's not the right goal. You know, it's stuff like that. And you know, I think, again, we live in a society, and maybe every society is like this, but we certainly live in a society where what success is broken down into very basic things like monetary success, what have you. But that may not align with your values. And that's why sort of sometimes imposter syndrome creeps up too, is that, you know, we tell ourselves, well, but I'm not making as much money as like this brand over here. I'm in these brands are multi-million-dollar brands, but they sometimes really get at each other over like silly shit. And it's all insecurity. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you even through COVID have had a successful brand. Why are you getting down on yourself right now? Why are you creating this mental and emotional problem for yourself? You know, so that's what I think. I think just taking the time, I joked about Brene Brown, but taking the time to really embrace who you are and understand what you want is like a quick fix to that problem.